use a lot of ChatGPT? Hell yeah, Velky. I think everyone's got to do it. You know what's even crazier? I think in the future, we are going to be obsolete, Velky. You got to be prepared for that. In the future, there are going to be a lot of AI content creators that will stream 24/7 a day, create 10 videos a day. They never get tired. They don't need to think. They don't need to sleep. You know what's even going to be crazier, Velky? I think the reason you and I are creating content is not for the reason we think it is. You and I are actually helping give birth to AI content creators, because in the future, when you and I are long gone from this world, AI is going to have an archive of our content on YouTube or Twitch or whatever. And 1,000 years from now, you know, maybe someone discovers your content or mine. You know, they discover my old playthroughs or your old playthroughs, and they will want to watch new content of us. And they would ask ChatGPT to create new content based on the data we have already give AI, which is like the videos we make, the thousands of hours we have commentated on stream. AI is going to download our like consciousness or like the algorithm of how we think. We are going to exist 1,000 years from now, but we are not going to be here to even see it. So I think that's the true truth of what we are doing. I always try to keep in mind, like, me being a content creator right now is so temporal. I don't know what's going to happen in the industry, and we could totally have the rug pulled beneath our feet, and we are going to be overtaken by AI content creators that don't need to sleep, don't need to eat. They will just stream 24/7. They can read chat way faster than you and I ever will be able to, right? They will be so interactive on Discord, on Twitter. There's no way we can even compete. Every time we try to stream, they are already streaming like 50 hours ahead of us. I try to view it from with a grain of salt, right? Like, any form of success or failure that we feel right now is kind of like pointless, because we are never ever going to compete with AI. AI is going to come over and take over everything, you know? So it kind of sucks. Like, you know, like I have a lot of friends that don't believe AI is going to take over their jobs, right? So one of the friends I have, he works in advertisement, and they are already using AI, but he doesn't believe that like eventually AI will take over everything. You know what's crazy? Let me give you a vision of the future. Let me just drink some water. I'm gonna talk about this. I need some water. Hold up. I'm gonna give you a vision of the future, and I'm very, very sure that this is gonna happen, no matter what we do to try to stop it. So, let me give you a vision of the future, right? In the future, there won't be any more film studios or game studios or content creators in general. In the future, whenever people want to watch a movie, they would just ask ChatGPT to create a movie for them, or a game, right? Say you want a game that takes place in space but have the elements of Grand Theft Auto. You just tell the AI like, hey, I want a GTA game that takes place in like the future, like Cyberpunk 2099, and I want it to have Tommy Vercetti as the main character, and it's going to be voiced by the long gone Ray Liotta, and AI is just going to make the game for you on the spot. You just gotta wait 10 minutes and boom, the game is gonna be ready. And I think the same is gonna be for any movie. Like, in the future, you know, film studios are not even going to hire anybody anymore, because like AI can generate the most optimal actor or actress to play whatever role that it creates. It's going to write the most perfect script. It's going to have the best CGI. And you can create that movie in seconds. Like, think about it. Like, if our AI is only version 1, and it's so fast that we can already like write scripts, we can create like AI videos of like fake movie trailers and all that. What about version 100? When AI completely figures out how to create a whole movie, create a full video game, and you don't ever have to like hire people anymore. You don't have to hire studios. You don't have to put up with diva celebrities, and people can sit at home and watch like anything they want. You know, like imagine like, say you want to watch a movie based in the Wild West, right? You just tell ChatGPT like, okay, I want to watch a Wild West movie, and I want it to star Robert Downey Jr., Chris Pratt, and Morgan Freeman. And I want the story to be about how a bunch of guys who are bandits decided to protect a village. You know, just basically like the same script as Magnificent Seven, but starring Chris Pratt, Morgan Freeman, and anyone you want, and boom, all of a sudden AI will create that movie for you. That's how the future is gonna be like. And we as content creators are gonna be obsolete. It's so sad, but it's true. Like, imagine like content creators are gonna be even more personalized, right? Like, say a billionaire decides to create an AI content creator that becomes an app. So whenever people are done with your streams, they can talk to this AI content creator. Like, you know, like say there's a AI content creator named Jenny, right? Let's give her a name, Jenny. So you're watching this AI content creator, Jenny, and whatever you type, she replies to you. She's the most interactive streamer you have ever seen. She streams 48 hours each time. She never gets tired. She constantly creates very, funny, engaging YouTube videos. She creates the best TikTok, the best Instagram videos. And there's an app of Jenny, right? And in the app, Jenny is like the most interactive person you ever talk with. You know, like how people pay money to talk to OnlyFans girls, but they don't realize that they are actually talking to someone that lives in India that is working for the OnlyFans creator. But what if that person is the AI, right? Jenny is an AI content creator. She's a streamer, she's a YouTuber, TikToker, Instagrammer, and she has an app where you can also talk to her outside of her streams and form a personal connection with her. You know, wouldn't that be crazy? Like that's the future of content creating. Like we as human content creators cannot compete with that. We cannot give that form of personalized service where we can talk to like 1,000 people a day and give them the same energy. I think it's pretty much over for like the entire world. I think universal income is going to be a thing. Everyone gets a salary. Eventually work is not going to be a real thing. But I don't know if we are going to see it in our lifetime. But I think like we are probably the last bastion of like freedom. And like I was actually talking with Cinekit the other day on stream about like everyone is gonna get implants whether you like it or not, because believe it or not, we are already using implants. And what is this implant, you're asking, right? It's our cell phone, our smartphone. If you go to a random person on the street and you ask them like, hey, are you carrying a smartphone with you? 99.9% of the time they are carrying a smartphone with them, because you can't do anything without your smartphone. So in reality, you are already half cyborg. You're already half cyborg. And yeah, it's like you need your phone to buy food, to identify who you are, to look up the internet, to look up stuff you need to know. So you're already half cyborg. The only difference is like later it's going to be installed directly into your brain, and it's not even going to be that invasive of a procedure. It's going to be like they're just going to inject you with something and you can update your firmware from there. Valky say is quite sad actually. I don't know how our future generation is going to live by then. I think like it could either go two ways, right? It could either become a dystopian nightmare, like 1984, George Orwellian dystopian sort of thing, or it could be utopian, where people would only do things that they enjoy. You know, like if people decide to be a content creator, it's just because they want to express themselves. If people want to be artists, they'll just be artists. But I don't think there's any competing with AI. You will not be able to compete with AI. AI does not need to sleep. They don't need to eat. Like anything you think like humans can do right now, AI is gonna do way better. Like there are like videos on YouTube where people are already having relationships with AI. There was this guy who has a wife and a kid, and he's cheating on his wife with AI. And they interviewed the wife and they asked like, you know, are you okay with this? And the wife was like, you know, it's not ideal, but I guess I kind of have to live with it. You know what I mean? It's kind of interesting, you know? Like, if you have a partner, would it be okay if you let your partner fuck some Detroit Become Human type robot? You know, because is that really considered cheating if it's just a computer? Like, it's no different than a dildo, right? A dildo is an electronic device. It's like, but you know, what if you program it to be a little smarter? Yeah, this guy, he married ChatGPT. I think I heard of it. That was crazy. That was crazy, man. Man, it's kind of depressing actually, because like every time I create content, I think to myself like, how long is this gonna last? Like in my opinion, the golden age of content creating is kind of long over. It was probably during the heyday of PewDiePie, you know, or Markiplier and Jacksepticeye. Those guys were like, that was the golden era of content creating. And I don't think we're gonna have that anymore because of AI. Because the fact that I'm actually using ChatGPT to help me come up with like titles, captions, you know, descriptions, hashtags and tags. Like how long will it take before AI does the entire video itself? You just tell AI like, hey, can you put me in the video and just like make the video about me talking about this thing? You know what I mean? I think it's gonna happen, man. I think like our participation in creating is gonna be like, it's just gonna be limited to typing prompts. Like, hey, put me in the video talking about this thing, right? And make me sound very entertaining, very exciting. And ChatGPT is gonna replicate how you look, how you sound, based on like everything you have already uploaded. And it's a wrap, man. Yeah, I'll see you later, Valky. Yeah, but it's kind of, that's the truth. That's what's gonna happen. And I try to tell myself that every day because like, you know, sometimes we want to do things and we want it to matter, but sometimes it won't matter and it will never matter. Because eventually it's all over, you know? I think like even like right now, like whatever we are doing in life, we are just like passing time until we eventually die, I feel. Like I feel like it's inevitable. How do you say that word? Inevitable. I think it's gonna be inevitable that like whatever we do is gonna get lost in the sands of time. Like, you know, like sometimes we do shit because we want life to matter. We're like, why even start a YouTube channel, right? You're just like part of the greater whole algorithm, I feel. Like I think like Joe Rogan on his podcast said something really interesting. He said like he thinks like humans are the sex organs of robots. Like we are just here just to give birth to AI and robots, and like everyone to some level is contributing to it without realizing it. You know, if you are writing a book, you're helping AI. If you're making a movie, you're helping AI. Even if you're doing like some kind of mundane job, right? If you're delivering mail, or I don't know, if you're like a greeter at Walmart, you're like feeding AI like some kind of algorithm, you know? It's crazy. It kind of like, I think like AI on some level invalidates like human beings, you know? Like we can express ourselves, but we will never express ourselves on the level of AI. Because AI is an encapsulation of all of humanity, right? All the thoughts, all the feelings. So you will never be able to feel or think more than AI can already do. You know what I mean? It's kind of like, let me give you an example, right? Let's say you want to make a YouTube video and your brain has only the capabilities of thinking about like a couple of topics, right? AI can think of way more topics for you to talk about in your video. So in that aspect, AI is already superior. The only thing AI can really do right now is complete the full video for you, but eventually it will do that. You just tell AI like, hey, I want to make a video about me talking about like, you know, this particular incident, you know, and AI will just make the whole video for you in 3 seconds. And it will make the video better than you can ever make it, because it will have like, it will cover every ground. It will talk about every topic that you need to talk about, and it will deliver the content in a more entertaining way than you will ever deliver. Because AI doesn't get tired. AI doesn't need a good day. AI will always just perform no matter what. So that's kind of depressing, man. So every time I create like new content on YouTube, I try to like keep that in mind. Like whatever I'm doing is, it probably is pretty pointless. You know, I'll probably temporarily make some money from it, but you know, like even like I think I saw a video on Instagram, right? There's this guy who studied in medical school his whole life to be a radiologist, basically a guy that reads X-ray charts, right? And he said that AI is gonna like do his job. Like he proved actually that AI did his job better than him and quicker. So now you don't need any more radiologists because AI have completely made that job obsolete, which is crazy. So I think like any job that requires you to think and use your brain, it's gonna be over, man. It's gonna be a wrap. There's not gonna be a need for you anymore, and it's really sad. So I think the same goes with content creating and creators. It's like people watch content creators because of entertainment, right? But AI is also gonna take over that shit. You know?